Fluid Expenses allows you to populate expense reports using user or public templates. Use the expense report page to select Add from Template from the Expense Report action field. Use the Populate from Template page to select user or public templates. User templates are configured using the Create Update User Template page, and public templates are configured using the Public Templates page. Use the Dates and Expense Types page to verify select one day or all days for the expense types that are on the template. Select Done when complete. Select Update Details. The system pulls the selected expense types into the expense entry page. PeopleSoft Expenses enhances the expense entry feature when using cash advances. This optional feature requires employees to apply outstanding cash advances to an expense report or provide justification for not doing so prior to submitting the expense report. When an employee has an outstanding cash advance, the expense summary page displays the additional information section. This section indicates that there is an outstanding cash advance and the amount. There's also a reason for not applying cash advance option that allows the employee to enter a reason why they aren't applying a cash advance. If the employee does not apply the outstanding cash advance amount and does not provide a reason for not applying a cash advance, when they select the Submit button, the system displays a message reminding the employee that they have an outstanding cash advance. The message provides an opportunity to apply the amount to the expense report and clearly states that if the employee doesn't apply a cash advance, they must provide a reason. The employee can select Yes to apply the cash advance, or they can select No. When the employee selects No, the system returns to the expense summary page. From the expense summary page, the employee can select the Reason for Not Applying Cash Advance option. A window appears for the employee to enter why they aren't applying the cash advance to this expense report. The employee selects the Done button and submits the expense report. Expense report approvers are alerted to a risk when they access the Pending Approvals page. Using the Exceptions and Risk link displays the exception comments and risk window where the approver sees the comment that the employee entered. The approver decides to approve or deny the expense report. This feature allows your organization to prevent employees from submitting expense reports if they have outstanding cash advances without providing a reason for doing so. Use the Wallet Entry page to view a merchant's name and currency for all wallet entries. When creating your expense report and selecting expenses from the My Wallet page, the merchant's name and currency is also displayed. Employees can create and submit expense reports to their hire date as long as you've indicated this feature can be used on the Expenses Definition Business Unit 2 page. Expense administrators can update their own employee profile information using the Manage Employee Information component. This completes the descriptions for expenses report processing enhancements. PeopleSoft enhances the Fluid Create requisition page with a PeopleTools search field. This enhancement streamlines the search experience and helps users find relevant items by displaying results using search definitions for many item types, such as catalogs, favorites, templates, and order sheets. The list of suggestions updates automatically to match the keywords you enter. You can continue typing to narrow your search or select one of the suggested items. Search suggestions and results Update according to the category or type you select. Recent and frequently used items appear higher in the suggestion list. This feature requires PeopleTools 86207 or higher. PeopleSoft enhances the requisition details, requisition inquiry, and pending approvals pages to allow requesters and approvers to access and review all comments and attachments associated with a specific requisition in a single consolidated view. Use the View All Comments page to view comments and attachments divided into sections, such as by header and by line. You can expand each section to view the comments and attachments separately. Use the Expand All and Collapse All buttons to expand or collapse all comments and attachment sections with a single click. You can also download attachments from the desired sections by clicking the attachment name link. Use the Fluid Create Requisition page to change the assigned requester on the defaults and checkout pages. You can change the requester while creating a new requisition as long as you have the required role action and the new requester has the same default currency. While changing the requester, you can also choose to update the default values associated with the new requester to all requisition lines or to the defaults page only. Rush requisitions can require a reason code to be entered when the rush priority is selected on the checkout page. When rush is selected as the priority, the reason code field becomes visible and enabled. This allows you to choose an appropriate reason for marking the requisition as a rush. The requisition can't be saved until a reason code is selected. Requesters can put requisitions on hold from the requisition checkout page to prevent it from moving forward in the workflow. You can't submit the requisition for approval until you remove the hold. Requisitions can't be closed, sourced to a purchase order, or sent to a request for quote while on hold, because the requisition status remains open when you save the requisition. You can save the requisition for later and leave the held requisition in the persistent cart while it's on hold. Requesters can also place requisitions on hold when creating them from external sources using the requisition loader. This completes the descriptions for eProcurement user experience improvements. PeopleSoft adds support for electronic filing of 1099 MISC, 1099 NEC, 1099G, and 1099 INT forms using Iris. The 1099 CSV format allows you to generate a CSV file that can be manually loaded to the IRS portal. The 1099 XML format allows you to generate and electronically transmit an XML file to the Iris REST API using secure A2A integration. PeopleTools 860 or later is required to support A2A, or else you must use the portal's CSV method or third-party options. This completes the 1099 filing process updates description. PeopleSoft enhances project costing to add project asset capitalization in Fluid. The new Fluid component provides a streamlined process for assigning project cost transactions to assets using flexible criteria and replacing the manual capitalization component in Classic. Use the Relate Asset to Activities page to associate an asset with an activity. Select the plus button to add project activities to the asset. Select Actions from the asset identification to access the Assign Costs to Asset page. On the Assign Costs to Asset page, define criteria for assigning a transaction cost to an asset. Use the Action field to select Update Transaction Status and the New Transaction Status field to update transactions meeting your criteria. The transaction status can be assigned, excluded, or unassigned. You can alternatively select Review Transaction Detail in the Action field to review information in Excel before processing. Use the field-based criteria grid to add multiple rows using the Add Row or Copy from Template buttons to import predefined criteria. Select the Calculate Totals button to confirm the amount, then process. This completes the Project Asset Capitalization feature description. PeopleSoft Asset Management adds the Secure AM Close page to temporarily restrict all asset transactions during an accounting period close cycle. Select the Restrict AM Transactions checkbox to block all asset transactions for the selected business unit. Users added to the Exempt User List grid can perform asset transactions even if the business unit is secured. This enhancement helps asset managers control transaction activity by blocking new asset transactions, which ensures a smoother period close. PeopleSoft enhances the supplier approval component with additional fields to display supplier location and address details during approval. Use the Edit View Supplier hyperlink to navigate directly to the supplier component for further review. PeopleSoft enhances the Payment Request page to display key supplier details like location, payment method, and payment terms on the Payment Request Activity Guide. Use the Edit icon to review and change the location if there are multiple locations available for the supplier. PeopleSoft enhances statement processing options to not generate a statement for customers who have a zero balance. PeopleSoft displays the bank reconciliation status on multiple deposit and payment pages in Receivables. This completes the descriptions for the Ideas Lab product enhancements. Asset Management provides a new spreadsheet upload to update non-financial information in the basic add component en masse. Also, an updated run control page is available to run the lease straight line process for multiple business units at the same time. A billing archive process is added to provide a systematic way to archive historical billing transactions from production tables to archive history tables. This enhancement leverages configurable templates and queries to move finalized and eligible billing data, helping to optimize database performance and storage. And you can prevent the billing finalization process from finalizing bills when the accounting date falls within a closed period. A new Reporting Only checkbox is now available on the timespans page to distinguish reporting only timespans from standard timespans. When selected, you can add period 999 as an absolute period to support reporting from period 999. For normal, non-reporting only timespans, existing validation remains in place and still prevents period 999 from being added as an absolute period. You can now route importing.xml documents for digital signatures. Use the application-generated event type in the questionnaire framework to automatically trigger the creation of questionnaires and notify specific users when transactions are saved. This completes the Ideas Lab additional features description. PeopleSoft enhances Page and Field Configurator to add prompt overrides, allowing administrators to change the record or view for a prompt field using standard Page and Field Configurator criteria. Use the Page Configuration page Override Prompt Value field to assign a different prompt table and change the list of values displayed to the user on the page. The Map to Portal Registry tab is no longer available, and the action to create event mapping is generated when you save. Use the Copy User Preferences page to copy FSCM application user preferences from one user to others. Using this page streamlines onboarding and role changes by replicating overall and product-specific defaults, maintaining consistent settings. This feature doesn't apply to core PeopleTools preferences and is typically restricted to administrators due to security-related settings. This completes the feature descriptions for common framework improvements. We've only shown you the highlights of the features in this PeopleSoft Update Image. For more information about these features and the other enhancements, see the CFO tool, the Update Image overview on My Oracle Support, and go to the PeopleSoft Information Portal for updates.